Welcome back. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about this. Is physical discomfort making it harder to reach your dreams of success and happiness? Our special guest and expert for this episode is a graduate with honors from Texas Chiropractic College and practiced at first in St. George, Utah for 3 years. He then he then came back to Salt Lake City and owns and operates West Valley Family Clinic. He is also a certified by the Personal Injury Training Institute in motor vehicular collision occupant injuries. He has studied chiropractic, biophysics, is trained in neurological relief centers technique, as well as other specialties. He is proud to say that for almost 3 decades has dedicated himself to helping people live happier and more comfortable lives. And this is shown on the comments his patients do about his clinic and his care. He's a respected and beloved professional and an expert as well as an authority in his field. And we are so very happy and proud to have him here with us today. Let's welcome our special guest, Dr. Mark Snow.
Hey,
Ah, welcome, Doctor. We're so happy to have you here with us. Thank you very much.
great to be here with you, E2. Thank you.
So, Doctor, this is the first time that we have a chiropractor in our show, and we're very, very happy to be able to do so.
Well, that's exciting. I'm glad to be here.
So, we want to share important information with our audience and with other entrepreneurs and business owners about how physical discomfort makes it harder to reach our dreams of success and happiness. So, please tell us what important health advice or tip do you want to share with other business owners and public in general?
Well, I'll tell you, the important thing to know about physical discomfort or pain is what we're talking about,
Right.
is that pain is an indication that there's a problem in the body. But our society is so focused on the pain being the problem. That's why we see so many people popping pills, taking ibuprofen, Tylenol. You know, the leading cause of liver disease in the United States is Tylenol.
Right.
That kills over 15,000 people a year. It's ridiculous. But it's because we're trying to get rid of that pain. The problem is, pain is not the problem. It's like the check engine light on your dashboard on your car. That's an indication there's a problem, but it's not the problem. We need to address the problem. And so if we have physical discomfort, of course, that's going to drain our energy. It's going to deplete our focus. It's going to make it difficult for us to stay positive and stay direct and focused on what we want to do. And so we do need to get rid of the pain, but we need to do it the right way by addressing the problem. Find out what's causing the pain and get that corrected. 9 times out of 10, that pain will be caused by a misalignment in the body somewhere, usually the spinal column.
Wow. That is yeah, that is correct. That is very interesting. And tell us, how do you help people get rid of that pain the correct way?
Well, first of all, it's not just by making sound with your back. You know, we just don't play the drums on your back and make pops, snap, crackle, pops. Okay. What we need to do is we need to do a correct examination and x-rays and get a good diagnosis of what's going on with the spine, identify the areas of imbalance, identify what may be causing that imbalance. You know, a lot of times I'll have people come in with headaches, and they have chronic headaches, and we'll do an exam, we'll do x-rays, and we'll find that there's a problem in their neck. Usually it's a reversed or a reduced curve in their neck, and that can cause headaches. But we also find a lot of times that there's a rotation in the pelvis, which is caused by a loss of the proper arch in the feet. And that loss of arch in the feet causes that rotation in the feet to travel right up the legs to the pelvis, rotate that pelvis, and that creates a muscular tension all the way up to the base of the skull. So somebody could come in with headaches, and it's all caused by their feet. And so what we need to do is we need to address that problem before we can help their headaches. Now, like I said, a lot of the times it's caused from the neck, because we all have traumas in our lives. We all fall, slip and fall. We get in car accidents. And the worst kind of car accident is a little minor fender bender. I had a gal come into my office one day with a headache. Now, she had a headache for 20 years,
Wow.
not headaches, one headache for 20 years. She'd been to doctor after doctor after doctor, tried drugs and drugs and drugs. Finally, her last doctor finally said, I think it's all in your head. What was she to do? So she came to me. We did an interview with her, a consultation, and I asked her if she'd ever been in any car accidents. She said, no, I never had any car accidents. So we did an exam, we did x-rays, and I found that in her neck, she did not have the normal forward curve in her neck. In fact, she had an S-shaped curve in her neck, and the degeneration was so massive in her spine that it was something I couldn't help her with. It had gone too far. And I told her, I says, I usually don't see this type of structural change unless there's been some kind of an accident. Are you sure you've never been in an accident? She says, no, I've never had a car crash. She said, I had a little fender bender 20 years ago, but nobody got hurt. That blew my mind. We can't have a little fender bender and not get hurt. Granted, we may not have broken bones. We may not be bleeding. We may not need to go to the emergency room, but there's damage that occurs, even at as little as 9 miles an hour. The body's going to experience over 12 G forces, and that's going to cause changes, structural changes in the spine. We may not have any pain right away. In fact, we may get out of the car. We may look at our bumper and don't see any damage. We may think, oh, it's no big deal. Just get on, move on our merry way. And we may feel fine for a week, 2 weeks, a month, maybe even 6 months. Eventually, we're going to start to have symptoms. And when we do, we're not going to think, hey, that's maybe related to the car accident or the fender bender. And so we're just going to start popping the pills and going down that route. So it doesn't matter how minor of an incident you have. If you have a slip and fall, if you walk through a door and there's something that you don't see above your head and you hit your head, if you get in a minor car accident, fall off your bike, playing sports and fall, you need to go to a chiropractor. You need to get checked. You need to get it corrected before it becomes a massive problem.
Correct. Wow. Doctor, just listening to all of that kind of makes me self-aware of, am I sitting correctly? Is my neck okay?
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
what we treat as chiropractors is something called subluxation. Now, subluxation is a fancy word for a bone out of place pinching on a nerve. The thing to remember is your nervous system, your brain and your spinal cord, that's the master system. That controls everything that goes on in your body.
Right.
E2, just sitting here in the last minute, your body's performed over 7 million functions.
Wow.
All under the control of that nervous system. It's all automatic. You don't have to think about it. But if there's interference with that nervous system, those things don't happen the way they should. And the organs don't function the way they should. Right. And cells are not replicated the way they should be. And so we have a state of degeneration. And it may take a while to create symptoms, but eventually it will. But those subluxations, those misalignments in the spine that cause that minor pressure, and it only takes the weight of a dime on a nerve to reduce its function by 60%. But that minor misalignment, a little bit of pressure on that nerve, will affect the nerve impulses going to whatever organ it's going to. Maybe it's your kidneys, maybe it's your liver, maybe it's a muscle in your back. But that effect on those organs and tissues will reduce your health. And we may not think we have anything wrong, but if we don't get checked on a regular basis for those subluxations, we won't know it. And I tell people, there's 2 requirements that you have to meet to need to see a chiropractor. If you don't meet these 2 requirements, you do not need to see a chiropractor.
Okay.
The first requirement is that you have to have a spine. The second requirement is you have to live in gravity. If you meet those 2 requirements, you need to see a chiropractor on a regular basis. So who do we know, E2, that doesn't need to see a chiropractor on a regular basis?
Well, let me think. Everybody needs to see a chiropractor.
Do you know some spineless people?
Nope. Nope. Even astronauts have spines. So
that's right. Exactly.
That's very interesting and so very helpful, Doctor, because people should always take into account all of the advice that you just mentioned. So thank you very much. Now, tell us, Doctor, because we want people to be healthy so that they can reach their goals, like entrepreneurs, business owners, successful people, professionals. But there's also another subject. Besides also their health, which you can help taking care of, there's also the side of being a business owner and then struggling on top of physical problems, struggling with running a business, and you're also a part of that team. So tell us, what advice can you share with other clinic owners to not lose sight of their expansion goals?
Okay, so the important thing in being an entrepreneur of any type, but specifically clinic owner and a chiropractor, the number one important thing you need to know is who you are. And by that, I mean, you need to know what it is you do, what your skills, what your talents, what your knowledge helps you to accomplish. And a lot of doctors, whether they're medical doctors or chiropractors, they kind of lose sight of that.
Mhm.
They lose sight of who they really are and what their desires are. We all talk about success. All right. Well, we all want to reach success.
Yeah.
Well, what is success? It's dependent on you. You define what success is to you. Don't let anybody else define success for you, because success may be a lot of money. Of course, we all think that's the first thing that comes to mind. When you say the word success, everybody thinks, oh, well, a lot of money. I'm sitting on a yacht. Exactly. I'm on vacation all the time and money's just rolling in. Well, you know, what if that is, you go for that and you shoot for that, and in the meantime your family falls apart
Right.
or your health falls apart.
Right.
So we need to understand what success is. And so one of the things that one of my mentors taught me to do is to ask myself this question: if I knew that tomorrow was my last day on earth, how would I spend that time?
That's an amazing question.
It is. And the answer to that question helps you to know what's important to you and where your success is. Now, you can have financial success and success in the family, but you need to set your priorities and then set your goals based on those priorities.
Correct.
And then if you do that and you focus on the priorities, you work toward those. Number one priority takes first place. You work on that first.
Mhm.
And then you work on number two, and then number three, and so on and so forth. And if you do that, you'll have success in all those important areas in your life.
That is some fantastic advice. Very, very well to the point. And I'm so happy that we have this, that we can share it, and people are going to be able to see this on this interview for years to come. That was some fantastic advice, Doctor. Thank you very much.
You bet.
I'm going to be using that. I'm probably going to steal that from you.
That's fine. It's not mine. Like I said, I got it from my mentor, one of my mentors, Dr. Fabrizio Mancini.
Wow, that is amazing, amazing. Thank you, Doctor.
I have
Now,
to give him credit. Yeah.
yeah, totally. Price to where it belongs, right? Okay.
That's right.
There's one thing that we like our special guests to share. Mhm. It's briefly tell us about the most difficult time that you've had to push through in keeping your clinic's business affluent.
Well, it's hard to pick one. there's so many all the time. But I'll tell you, there was a time, probably about probably about 12 years ago. 12 years ago, when I was really struggling with, remember I talked about knowing who you are
Yeah.
and knowing what's important to you. I kind of lost sight of that. And so I remember sitting here in my practice one day, and things were really struggling. I mean, I was struggling to get patients. I was struggling to keep patients. And I listened to somebody that had some advice to give. And I listened to it, and it sounded easy. It sounded comfortable. And so I followed that advice. And what it did was kill my practice.
Oh no.
Okay. So what I learned from that is easy does not mean good.
Right.
Comfortable does not mean good.
Correct.
We have to own who we are, and we have to present who we are and go forward with that, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how difficult it is. We can't please all the people all the time.
Mhm.
we have to have a direction and go in that direction, and those who want to benefit with that will come to us.
Correct.
And as long as we stay true to ourselves and true to our purpose, those who will benefit from that will come to us. And so it took me about a year. It took me about a year to really wake up to that and realize that and recommit myself to who I am and what my purpose is and working toward that. And since then, things have just skyrocketed.
Wow. Okay, sometimes
Doesn't mean
go ahead, go
doesn't
ahead.
mean doesn't mean I still don't have times of difficulty.
Yeah.
That's life. We're all going to have that. But I don't change direction. I keep moving in the right direction.
Correct. Correct. Very important lesson to learn, and sometimes we have to learn it the hard way. But sometimes we can, take the advice from people that has gone through the same. That is probably either on the same profession or on a different one, but it's all the
Right.
same because some people might be helping keeping their health, keeping helping others keep their health. Some probably are real estate agents, but it's an excellent advice, and I think that what you just said, it needs to be heard by people, needs to be understood, but most of all kept in mind all the time. You cannot lose sight of who you are, doing it honestly. You know, having your priorities well aligned, what's most important to you first, and then making money, being famous, or whatever else is going to make you feel successful. But also, it's like you say, easy is not better all the
Right.
time. you know
Right.
Success comes with honesty, comes with hard work, comes with delivering what you promise, and keeping true to yourself and your profession and the things that you're supposed to do. So, listen to this doctor. He knows what he's talking about. You can see that he's gone through it. He's talking from experience, and I just love the reviews that you have from your patients, doctor. People adore you. They not only love you, they adore you. And that is one thing that I just wanted to mention is I love everything that people say about you. I could not find a single negative comment about you, and I am so happy to have someone like you here in the show. Thank you very much, doctor.
Thank you. I enjoyed being with you.
So, in the road to making anyone's business successful, mhm, there's one ingredient that could help a lot, uh, helping either the clinic or the business take off, and that is making yourself known and connecting with your potential clients, whether they're patients or they are buyers or other type of people that you're going to be serviced, right? And that key ingredient, it's the thing that we are, as a company, we are servicing, which is marketing, connecting with the people that you want to service. They want something from you, you want to give it to them, but there needs to be a proper connection, and it needs to be professional, it needs to be honest, it needs to be straightforward, and it needs to, whatever you are saying, it needs to be truthful from the get-go. But not everybody deals like that in marketing. So we are against people that don't do it the right way. We want to do it the right way. We're doing it the right way, and we're proud to say that. But we want to hear from you, doctor. What has been your experience with marketing helping your business grow?
Well, there's two types of marketing. There's the kind of marketing that costs money and the kind of marketing that costs time.
Right.
And if you're starting out in practice, you don't have much money, but you got a lot of time. So do the marketing that costs time. If you're really busy in your practice, you don't have much time, but if you're busy, you probably have some money. So do the marketing that costs money. And the important thing in marketing is that you present the truth. You
Right.
present what it is that you want to do for people and can do for people.
Mhm.
Don't do these sensationalism things. Don't promise small and provide big.
Correct.
give more than what you promise. So if you can't give it, don't promise it. And so, find out what it is that makes you you. What's unique about you, and then present that to the public. This is what I can do for you, and why you should come see me, or why you should do business with me, why you should let me list your house, why you want to work with me to help you find your next home. Whatever it is, you want to introduce yourself to people, let them see you and know you, and remember that love begets love. So do it with love. And I'm not talking about kissy, I'm talking about love of humanity, love of people,
Right.
and a true, honest desire to help your fellow man. And that comes across. People will feel it, they'll see it, and if you love them, they're going to love you.
My God, I couldn't have said it better. And I work in marketing. Do you want to come work with me, doctor?
No.
That is fantastic. That you've said it perfectly, and I loved it. That message should be totally followed, and I think was one of the best advice anybody could give in regards to marketing. Mhm. And
Thank you.
You were right there, right on target. So, anyway, thank you very much, doctor. I think this was a fantastic interview. I loved it.
I did too. It was great fun.
So we
I
want
love your energy.
I love your smile. From the beginning I said that, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You just have that kind of vibe. That aura of just kindness.
Well, thank you.
So anyway, this brings us to the end of this episode, and I just want to say thank you very much, Doctor, for being here with us. I was extremely, and I am extremely happy to have you here and to be able to say that I interviewed you. And please tell us, how can people reach out and contact you, Doctor?
Well, they can reach me at UtahPainReliefCenter.com. Is Dr. Snow, Dr. Snow at UtahPainReliefCenter.com if they want to reach me via email. My office number is 801-955-1555. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text or email, and we can communicate. I don't care if you don't live in this area. If you have any questions, give me a call. Be happy to help.
Fantastic. All right. And remember to check out expandthefires.com and follow us on our Facebook page, and just give us a 5-star review and just like, so that we can continue giving this information to others that need it, and just keep the fires of inspiration burning even higher. Thank you very much, Doctor. And this is goodbye for us. See you guys on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Bye now. Thanks.